Welcome to Khiva, a captivating city where history comes alive at every turn. Located along the ancient Silk Road, this remarkable place is surrounded by impressive mud brick walls and decorated with beautiful minarets and mosques. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's one of the best preserved examples of traditional Islamic architecture you'll find anywhere in Central Asia. As your guides through this place, Guada and I can't wait to show you the best things to see and tell you about the remarkable stories of this ancient Silk Road city. From towering minarets to bustling bazaars, Khiva is a living museum that will transport you back in time. As you stroll through the narrow, winding streets, you'll feel like you've stepped into an ancient storybook. Around every corner you'll discover beautiful buildings and historic sites that tell fascinating stories. The city's mud brick walls have seen it all, bustling trade caravans to mighty armies, making Khiva one of the best examples of a well-preserved medieval city in Central Asia. But before we go any further, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks very much. So now it's time to go inside.
So one of the things you need to know when coming to Khiva is that the old city is completely surrounded by these impressive mud walls behind me.
But before we go and explore the city any further, we are going to go up the stairs here at the north gate, the only place where you can get up to the walls. It costs 20,000 som and you can walk the perimeter of the walls here in Khiva. Let me tell you how cool it was to walk these walls. These ancient mud walls stretching over 2.2 kilometers have protected the city for centuries. Standing up to 10 meters high and 8 meters thick at the base, they're an engineering marvel of their time. Originally built in the 10th century, these walls have been continuously maintained and restored, with the most significant reconstructions occurring during the 17th and 19th centuries. When we visited, we found a gentleman standing at the bottom of the stairs who collected a small fee of 20,000 som from us to access the walkway along the top of the walls, a worthwhile investment for some spectacular views. The city has 4 main gates, each with its own historical significance. The western gate, Ata Darvoza, was traditionally used by traders arriving from Urgench, while the eastern gate, Pahlavan Darvoza, welcomed travellers from Bukhara. Now, if you want to see a video about Bukhara, check the link up here. The southern gate, Tosh Darvoza, or also known as a stone gate, was primarily used by caravans from Iran, and the northern gate, Bokcha Darvoza, led to agricultural areas outside the city. These gates still stand as proud sentinels guarding the treasures within. Each gate features defensive towers and intricate wooden doors with metal reinforcements designed to be closed at night to protect the city from raiders.
So here you can see how the walls are made of mud, straw and adobe bricks.
The markets of Khiva are the centre of daily life, carrying on traditions that go back hundreds of years. Walking through these busy bazaars, you'll find skilled craftsmen hard at work. Now, they make all sorts of beautiful items, from detailed wood carvings that tell stories of the past to the well-known Khivan carpets that take months to complete. The market stalls are filled with local artisans who learn their craft from previous generations, keeping these ancient traditions alive. Everywhere you turn, there are wonderful smells of food being prepared too. Fresh bread baking in clay tandoor ovens, meat cooking on kebab skewers, and interesting spices that merchants bring from far away. Don't forget to stop and enjoy some local tea with friendly vendors. The market is also full of textile sellers who display their interesting collection of traditional fabrics. The Khivan silk scarves are especially worth seeing, with their unique patterns that show the region's artistic heritage. Next up, we visit the amazing Pahlavan Mahmoud Mausoleum, a masterpiece of Islamic architecture dedicated to Khiva's patron saint, a poet, wrestler and furrier who became a city symbol. The stunning blue majolika tiles create mesmerizing patterns that catch the sunlight. Now, inside the main chamber, you will see a spectacular honeycomb ceiling decorated with gold leaf and detailed mirror work too. The acoustics here are truly remarkable. Even a whisper can be heard clearly across the room, showing the incredible skill of its builders. The Mausoleum has become one of the most sacred pilgrimage sites in Khiva. The building's original structure dates back to the 14th century, but it was significantly expanded in the 19th century under the reign of Muhammad Rahim Khan II, who chose it as his family burial vault. Interestingly, during restoration work in the 1950s, archaeologists discovered several earlier burial chambers beneath the current structure, confirming the site's long history as a place of reverence. The courtyard features beautiful carved wooden columns and a peaceful atmosphere that invites contemplation and reflection. Another very interesting place to visit is Allakuli Khan Caravanserai. This impressive structure was once a bustling hub for merchants travelling the Silk Road. Built in the 1830s, it features 2 stories of rooms arranged around a central courtyard where traders would meet to negotiate deals and exchange exotic goods from distant lands. The Caravanserai's architecture reflects its practical purpose. The ground floor rooms were used for storing goods and housing animals, while the upper floor provided comfortable accommodation for merchants. Today, many of these rooms have been converted into craft workshops and souvenir shops.
It's very cool.
The Zindan, Khiva's notorious prison, offers a glimpse into the city's darker history. Its underground cells and heavy chains tell stories of punishment and control during the Khanate period. Now, this was actually one of my favourite areas in Khiva. The stark contrast between the prison's grim reality and the surrounding beauty created a powerful experience. The prison's small, cramped cells and a display of medieval punishment devices provide a sobering reminder of how justice was administered in the past. But don't let this somber sight discourage you. It's surrounded by some of the most beautiful educational institutions in Central Asia. The nearby Madrasas, including the Zoram Zolidi, I really hope I said that right, showcase the importance of education in Islamic culture. I was particularly impressed by the intricate facade decorations and peaceful inner courtyards. These institutions weren't just schools, they were complete social complexes where students lived and studied subjects ranging from theology, mathematics and astronomy. The juxtaposition of the prison and these centres of learning tells a fascinating story about the complexity of Khivan society.
To enter in all of Khiva's sites, you need to purchase an entry ticket here on the West Gate. It costs 150,000 soms and it gives you entry to everything except for the city walls and the Islam Khoja Minaret.
To be honest, it's a little bit of a sneaky one. You have to pay 150,000 to get into the minaret alone, so they are trying to swing the money side of it a little bit here, but what can you do? This is Khiva. It's a little bit more expensive than the other cities in Uzbekistan. The Islam Khoja complex is truly the crown jewel of Khiva. Its minaret, soaring at 57 metres into the sky, is covered with beautiful bands of glazed blue and white tiles that create a really cool stripe pattern which is visible from almost anywhere in the city. The geometric designs become even more impressive as you approach. They showcase the masterful craftsmanship of the artisans who built it in the early 1900s. The nearby madrasa complements the minaret perfectly with some of the most exquisite tilework you'll find anywhere in Central Asia. It features delicate floral motifs and calligraphy that demonstrate the region's artistic heritage. Now, while we unfortunately didn't get the chance to climb to the top of the minaret during our visit due to time constraints, it must offer absolutely breathtaking views.
Now, I've been told also by other travellers that the view from the vantage point, you can see all of Khiva spread out like a historical tapestry. All of the mud brick walls, the blue domes, and the labyrinth of narrow streets, all contained within the ancient fortress. On clear days, the view extends far beyond the city limits to the vast desert stretching endlessly all around. This perspective would surely help you understand why Khiva was such a crucial oasis and important stop along the Silk Road. This place was a haven of civilization and made it the harsh wilderness.
Something that I love about Khiva and has been very common throughout all of Uzbekistan has been the blue tiles, those mosaics. They're absolutely beautiful, and Khiva is a very walkable city. It's very small, and that's what I really like about it.
It's pretty much like an open air museum. You can just walk around and see all the beautiful little streets, and it's really nice.
The Kalta Minaret is perhaps Khiva's most iconic landmark and one of my favourite monuments in all of Central Asia. Commissioned by Muhammad Amin Khan in 1851, this ambitious project was intended to be the tallest minaret in the Islamic world, reaching a planned height of between 70 to 80 metres. The Khan had a vision, a structure so tall that one could see it all the way from Bukhara, over 400 kilometres away. However, construction halted abruptly when the Khan died in 1855 during a battle with Turkmen tribes, leaving the minaret forever unfinished at just 29 metres tall. Now, despite its unfinished state, the minaret's stunning turquoise majolica tiles and beautiful patterns make it a remarkable example of Islamic architecture. The base diameter measures an impressive 14 metres, suggesting just how massive it would have been if completed. The blend of blue, white and turquoise tiles creates a beautiful effect that shifts with the light throughout the day. Local artisans use traditional techniques passed down through generations to create these glazed tiles, mixing natural minerals to achieve the strong colours that have remarkably maintained their brilliance over 170 years. Right below this architectural marvel, you'll find the endearing Two Old Friends statues. These bronze figures, installed in the early 2000s as part of efforts to enhance Khiva's cultural landscape, have become a favoured photo spot for visitors, representing the warmth and hospitality of the Uzbek people. Now, during our visit, we met several locals who were eager to share stories about the statues and their significance to the community. The statues are meant to evoke the oral storytelling tradition of Central Asia, where history and wisdom were passed down through generations by elders gathering to share tales of the past. The Juma Mosque is an architectural triumph that will take your breath away. Now, unlike traditional mosques, this 18th century structure is supported by 213 wooden columns, creating a unique forest-like interior. What makes it even more special is that some of these columns date back to the 10th century, brought here from various ancient buildings. Note that you'll need to buy your ticket at the west gate to gain entry. During our visit, we were pleasantly surprised that the entrance fee was quite reasonable compared to other attractions in the area. The mosque's design allows shafts of natural light to filter through the ceiling, creating an amazing atmosphere as sunbeams dance between the columns. The acoustics here are perfect for the call to prayer, which resonates beautifully throughout the space. Now, we recommend visiting in the late morning when the light filtering through the ceiling creates the most dramatic effect. Take your time walking between the columns and look up to appreciate the amazing wooden carvings on the ceiling that visitors often overlook.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Uzbekistan.
Rahmat, thank you so much.
During our visit, we were fortunate enough to witness a Boru match, an experience I would absolutely recommend to anyone visiting Uzbekistan. Boru, also known as Buzkashi in some regions, is an ancient equestrian sport that has been played across Central Asia for centuries, and seeing it firsthand was one of the highlights of our journey through Khiva. Picture this: dozens of skilled horsemen on sturdy, muscular horses galloping at breakneck speeds across a massive field, fighting for possession of a headless goat carcass that serves as the ball. The objective is simple yet incredibly challenging. Grab the carcass from the ground or from opposing players while on horseback, Carry it around the flag at one end of the field and then throw it into the opponent's goal, a large circular target. The combination of raw horsemanship, physical strength and strategic teamwork makes it part polo, part rugby and entirely exhilarating. The match we watched was held just outside the city walls in a specially designed field where locals gather for these events. Players wore traditional attire, colourful padded robes called chapans, sturdy leather boots with distinctive upturned toes and sometimes protective headgear. The horses themselves were magnificent creatures, mostly Caravanserai breeds known for their endurance and agility, adorned with elaborately decorated saddles and bridles that jingled as they thundered across the field. And seriously, the crowd's energy here was infectious. Hundreds of locals of all ages gathered to watch the match, having travelled from neighbouring villages for the occasion. Older men in traditional tupteka hats debated game strategies, while children darted excitedly between spectators. Whenever a particularly impressive manoeuvre occurred, the crowd erupted in cheers and applause. We found ourselves caught up in the excitement alongside them, picking our favourite riders to root for, despite being barely able to understand the game. This traditional sport is so much more than just a competition. It's a living piece of Central Asian culture that connects modern Uzbeks to their nomadic ancestors, preserving horsemanship skills and cultural values that might otherwise fade away in our increasingly urbanized world. If you're planning a trip to Uzbekistan, I would strongly recommend timing your visit to coincide with one of these matches. It offers insights into the local culture that you simply can't get from museums or architecture alone.
Oh, the knees are in bother.
Saving our grandest site for last, the Arc of Khiva stands as the city's most impressive complex. This fortress within the Ichinkala served as both the Khan's residence and the seat of government. At its entrance, an elevated platform known as the Royal Court was where the Khan would make public appearances and deliver judgments. This massive complex housed everything from the Royal Court to government offices, including a mint, warehouses, workshops, stables, an arsenal, a mosque, and even a prison. The original structure dates back to the 5th century and was repeatedly rebuilt and expanded through the centuries. Today, this architectural marvel has been converted into museums that showcase Khiva's rich history through fascinating artifacts such as royal robes, weapons, and coins. We recommend visiting at sunset when the fading light bathes the ancient walls in a golden glow. Though be prepared to share this magical moment with other visitors, as this is understandably the most popular time of day to go. Trust me though, if you only have time for one thing in Khiva, make it the Arc. It's seriously the coolest spot in the whole city. We spent hours exploring all the different rooms and museums and it never got boring. The views from up there are incredible too, perfect for those Instagram-worthy shots of the city. And don't forget to bring your camera, you'll kick yourself if you don't. As the sun sets over Khiva's ancient walls, casting long shadows across its historic streets, we hope this journey has given you a glimpse of this amazing place. The way Khiva combines its beautiful architecture, rich history and living traditions makes it truly a special city. If you enjoyed exploring with us, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and leave a comment. We have many more videos about Uzbekistan's fascinating cities and culture. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time as we continue our journey through Central Asia.
قربون